This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Renee Summerhour with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We are going to take you live now to a news conference at Cartwright Elementary School to be exact, where city officials want to speak about school safety now that school will be starting up next week. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
To school, elementary school. They're our smallest students, they're our youngest, they're the ones we really need to make sure know the rules of the road, the rules of the sidewalk, how to ride their bike and be safe on our streets, sidewalks, and getting to and from school. We also want to make sure as they ride the bus that they're safe doing that, and that the drivers understand that it's been over a year since we've had students on our roads, on our sidewalks. So this is really going to be require some change in behaviors and attitudes, and really an understanding for those in our community who don't have students going back to school on Monday and might not be in that mindset. We want to make sure that all of them fully understand the responsibility that we share in this process. It's going to require some changing of habits, as I mentioned. And to our drivers, we want to remind them of the rules. Always drive attentively, obey all school zone traffic control, including reduced zone speeds. When approaching school zones and crosswalks, reduce your speed and be prepared to stop. Stop for pedestrians and bicyclists and wait for them to cross completely. Never pass a car that is stopped at a crosswalk. And obey the 3-foot rule, which is 3 feet from a bicyclist. That's a law here in the state of Nevada. And never ever drive distracted or impaired. And as you can see with our force here, our friends in law enforcement will be out there to make sure that you don't. But we also know that the responsibility is not just that of our drivers, but that of our pedestrians and the youngest ones, as I mentioned. To them, we ask that you plan your route, stay visible, wear light and bright colors, stay alert, put your phone down, don't wear your headphones. Walk on sidewalks. If no sidewalks are available, ensure that there is safe distance between yourself and passing vehicles, and walk facing traffic. Only cross when it is absolutely safe to do so. And make eye contact with a driver. Don't assume that they see you out as you're walking in front of their car. We're not here today because of this is some exercise or some date on the calendar or some hypothetical situation. It was just a few years ago in 2008 that a student of Cartwright Elementary School, a 9-year-old boy, was killed while simply trying to leave school. He's been remembered as an energetic Cub Scout who loved being outdoors. The driver was not impaired. She wasn't speeding. She stopped at a stop sign and looked left before turning right, hitting the boy in the process. This is an example of something that can happen to any one of us in our community, and it's an all too painful reminder that what we're asking for here today has real life consequences. I'm begging our community, please slow down, please pay attention, and together we can make the return to school a safe one for all of our students, for our parents, and for all of the families who are already dealing with so much. I'm pleased, as I mentioned, to be joined by Superintendent Jara, who I'll turn the podium over to now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. And again, thank you for being here. This is important. As you heard Commissioner Nath, welcoming our most precious asset in this community, our children, back to school is important. So I applaud the county for calling this event and really sharing some of the facts and the need for our community to slow down as we start to bring our children back to school on a face-to-face hybrid model. As has been noted multiple times and discussed, March 1, Monday morning, with great anticipation and excitement that our kids are returning to school. Our educators are excited in our schools, in our classrooms, as we continue and move into a face-to-face instruction for all our children. April 6th will continue. We'll have all elementary school students practicing social distancing, and our high schools and middle school students will start March 22nd. Let me give you some facts so we're all aware what's going on. In addition to our walking routes and on our sidewalk, we will be operating 1,600 bus routes across the valley, carrying all students. We ask you to watch out, not only as our walkers are coming back, but to watch and follow our bus routes and our rules of operations when our buses are stopping and picking up our students. Our police officers, along with our partners in Metro and all throughout the valley, again, thank you for making sure that our kids are safe. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the procedures that are also important for the families to have a clear understanding, and the training that our bus drivers have gone through in our process to cleaning our schools and our buses. Students are required to wear their face mask at all times, use hand sanitizers when they're getting on and off the bus. The buses will be equipped with self-dispensing sanitizer bottles and spare face masks in the event a student requires a replacement face covering. Drivers will load the bus from the back to the front and unload from the front to the back. Each student will sit in the next available seat and follow seat markings to ensure that our kids are practicing social distancing while on the buses. Students only report to the bus stop on their assigned cohort. If you recall, cohort A, cohort B. Between school bus routes, bus drivers and aides will use disinfecting wipes and handrail door frames and on tops of the seats. A thorough disinfection process will also take place each night to make sure that all the interior bus coverings are disinfected. Again, if you want to learn more about the procedures that we're taking on in our buses, reconnectccsd.net has all the outlines in there. Now, as we move forward, I'd like to introduce and welcome Zero Fatalities Program Manager Andrew Bennett, who is here working with all law enforcement, including our CCSD police.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Bennett, ANDREWBENNETT. I have the privilege of representing the Nevada Office of Traffic Safety, which is a division of the Nevada Department of Public Safety, and to manage our state's traffic safety education awareness program, Zero Fatalities. I want to start by thanking Commissioner Naft and Dr. Jara for working with us on this vital, important public safety concern, which is making sure that our most vulnerable road users are safe when they return to school on Monday and throughout the rest of the school year. There's a sense of urgency in our voices when we talk about the importance of pedestrian safety. As the last time that we had instruction learning in the schools, which was August 2019 through March of 2020, we had 41 school children hit on their way to or from school. One of those resulted in a fatality, and 3 of those were left seriously injured, which resulted in life-changing injuries. And so when we talk about the importance of pedestrian safety, literally lives are on the line, and that is the reason that we are here to talk today about pedestrian safety and school zone safety. The mission of the Nevada Office of Traffic Safety is to eliminate serious injuries and fatalities so everyone arrives home safely. And it's that idea of everyone, that idea of perfection, why our goal in the state of Nevada has and always will be zero fatalities. Each year we declare that our goal for the school year is zero fatalities for school-age children, and we fully intend to meet that goal this year as we have a abbreviated in-person learning opportunity. And how we plan on achieving that is through education and enforcement. This is the greatest opportunity that we have through education, so I appreciate for everybody of the media being here. And we want to talk about 2 different sets of laws. Number 1, what is considered a school zone, and number 2, some of the common laws that we want you to follow in that school zone. Number 1, for school zones, when is a school zone active? There's 3 different ways to know. If children are present, if the lights are on, or 30 minutes before or after school, those are all indicators that it is an active school zone. The laws that we need you to make sure that we're following as we approach Monday and throughout the rest of the school year, Commissioner Naft mentioned these. Number 1, no U-turns in an active school zone. Number 2, no passing another vehicle in a school zone. So what that means real quick is if the speed limit is 15 miles an hour in that school zone and someone's going 10 or 11 miles an hour, the new speed limit is basically going to be 10 or 11 miles an hour. You're not allowed to pass another vehicle in an active school zone. And finally, speed. speed kills. We have extremely low speed limits in the school zones, and that's designed to eliminate that possibility of a fatality to happening. So we need to make sure that the public is participating in those slower school zones. Our office has a program called Joining Forces. We partner with over 27 different law enforcement agencies across our great state, and we're using that opportunity through a pedestrian safety enforcement period, which is a maximum enforcement period right now. We're coordinating with all the Southern Nevada law enforcement agencies, including Clark County School District Police, Las Vegas Metro, North Las Vegas, Highway Patrol, Henderson Police Department, Boulder City, to make sure that we have those additional resources through overtime funding in our school zones as we approach the return to school on Monday. One of the things that we cannot enforce in school zones is kindness, compassion, and understanding. Usually we go through the school year, or we finish the school year, we have all summer to get ready for a school zone. With school zones comes an increase in traffic, increase in delays, and a longer commute. But kindness and compassion is what we're asking for in addition to following the laws. And finally, as a proud product of the Clark County education system here, there's a few names that will always stick with me as I go throughout my life. Miss Yaney, Miss Peebles, Miss Heavey, Mr. Perry, Mr. Green, Miss Shumway, Miss Chanos, Miss Conklin. Those are the names of my elementary school teachers when I went to school here. We deserve it for them, all their children, and all of us to make sure that we're able to get them into the school safely and transverse our school zone safely. And so that concludes our press conference. We are all three available for individual for interviews at this time, so feel free to grab us, but we are not going to take questions at this time. Thank you so much.
Superintendent, if you would like to...
You just heard from local officials reminding drivers to stay safe and obey traffic laws as Clark County students prepare to return to their classrooms for the first time in nearly a year. Now, we will continue to monitor this story as it develops online at lvrj.com, and we will have an updated version for you this evening at 7 p.m. I'm Renee Summerhour. Thank you for joining us.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop.